Hi, today we're going to talk about 10 tips, 10 ways to build your clairaudience. Clairaudience is a fantastic way to build your connection with Spirit, with the Holy Spirit, with Jesus Christ, and with your guides. And A Course in Miracles tells us that we can't connect with the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, or our spirit guides unless we build our psychic senses, unless we go beyond the way we normally use our physical senses. So today we're going to talk about how you can hear that guidance. And if you haven't listened to our first video on using and activating your clairaudience, make sure and check out the link below and you can view that audio at your leisure. In the meantime, make sure and give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I'd love to hear your comments as well when you finish this video. Our first tip today is going to talk about active listening. How can you activate that active listening? When you're meditating, which is really important, you want to meditate because when you meditate, it opens up your psychic senses so you can develop them, so you can listen, so that you can pray for guidance, but then listen to receive that guidance. Sometimes you won't hear anything. Sometimes you'll hear all kinds of interesting directions. Sometimes you'll hear a loud voice. Often it's just a thought in your mind that you wonder if it's yours, or you'll actually wonder if it's coming from Spirit. But first you want to work on your active listening. When you meditate, you want to listen acutely to whatever sounds are around you. A fan, or I listen to music with a gong, and those sounds help my mind concentrate, keep my mind from jumping around as much like little bunnies, going here and there. So you want that mind to concentrate. And the more you concentrate on active listening, the more you can acutely concentrate on those voices from the Holy Spirit and from your spiritual guides. Our second tip today is actually going beyond the body to listening. As long as we are working on hearing with the body's ears how we normally hear, we won't be hearing clairaudient messages. So what you want to do is you want to do that active listening, and you want to go beyond your normal activation of your ears. So this can be thrilling. I've actually heard a voice when I was close to having an accident. I was driving in my car at 50 miles an hour and a semi pulled onto the highway in the next lane from me, but he kept coming at me, and right then I heard a loud voice saying to me to kick that gas, or I knew that I could die. So what did I do? Of course, I hit that gas as hard as I could and pulled over to the third lane. That voice saved my life that day. I was tapped by the truck and my car did shimmy back and forth, which gave me a whiplash, but it turned out to be one of the best things that could ever happen to me because I'd had back problems my whole life as a result of being thrown 6 times by horses. I loved riding wild horses, and it caused a lot of back pain. I'm sure I can't imagine what the problems were with my back. But that accident was really a godsend to me and that voice, because I had to go to a chiropractor that the truck's owning company paid for. I went to a chiropractor once a week for an entire year, and it totally fixed my back. I've been pain-free and happy ever since. It is unusual to hear an actual voice. It will usually only happen in times like that where your guides know that they have to be really loud to get your attention. Usually it's a still, small voice. So pay attention to that. The fourth tip is filtering through your thoughts, your everyday thoughts, to listen to your spirit guides. Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, angels are guiding you all the time. They're always around us. They care about us and lifting you up. So if you filter through the thoughts you're getting every day and pay attention, the thoughts that you receive from your guides, from the angels, happen all throughout the day, and they're always positive. If it's a negative thought, drop that thought, send it away because it's not from them. But if it's a positive thought, if it makes you feel good, you'll know in your heart that it's uplifting, that it's actual guidance. Listen to those, pay attention, write them down if you can, because they make a huge difference. My fifth tip to opening up your clairaudience is to ask questions. Ask questions of your guides, of the Holy Spirit, of Jesus Christ, for things that are bothering you that you want to have guidance. It doesn't matter if it's about a new job, it's about opening up your abundance, if it's about a love interest, if it's about friends or relatives. Ask those questions. They're just waiting for you to ask because they can't help you unless you ask those questions. Then keep open to the answers. They can come to you in all kinds of ways. They can come to you in thoughts like those repetitive thoughts that I talked about. They can come to you in actual voices from other people, from friends. Those answers can come to you through coworkers. They can come to you through music. You can actually hear a song, pay attention. If you have a song, start playing in your mind, or if a song comes on, Pandora, for example, and you go, wow, that's interesting. It's actually talking about my question and giving me an answer. That's actually happened to me, and I know it's happened to you as well. Tip number 6, clairaudience can come to you in an actual voice, like the voice I talked about in my accident. You can hear a voice loud in your head. Unfortunately, in this life, the sound from the ego is often a lot louder and more persistent to us than that of the Holy Spirit, angels, or guides. But the truth is, once you learn to listen, once you learn to pay attention, once you realize they're all around you, the voice of holy guidance gets louder. It's actually, in reality, you'll find a lot louder than that of the ego. If you're wondering what your ego is and what it says to you, I will link my video on the ego in the description below. So again, remember, if you're hearing an actual voice, that voice can come to you in repetitive thoughts. That voice can come to you in music. That voice can come to you from other people or friends. That voice can actually come through to you from a dog, your dog actually barking to you, or your cat meowing, showing distress. Pay attention. They are very, very connected to spirit, I found. I had this dog that I missed terribly, but he was very, very spiritually connected. And it was so funny. I was working out of my home office at the time. I'd be sitting there with my back to the dog, staring at the wall at my desk, and I'd all of a sudden think, wow, it's time to go for a walk. I should take the dog for a walk. And I would put great effort into not moving, into not saying anything or making any outward sign that I was thinking of going for a walk. It doesn't matter what I did, but it was like loud bells were going off over my head. The dog would come running up to me every single time, wagging, all excited, like I'd said the word walk out loud. So animals know, they know how to hear that voice in your head. Our 7th way to build your clairaudience is to spend time in nature. Listen intently to all the sounds around you. You want to listen to the rustling of the leaves. You want to listen to the birds. See if you can identify the different types of bird calls. Guess what kind of bird it is. Pay attention to the pattering of the squirrels. Most of us have squirrels around us in nature as well. Pay attention to children that might be walking by. Pay attention to people talking to each other or a sound of a distant car. But listening to the sounds of nature intently really are excellent for building up your clairaudience, because often we're blocking those sounds. And the more we learn to listen intently, the better and the better we get at clairaudience and hearing guidance. The 8th way to get clairaudient guidance is telepathically. Spirits don't have bodies anymore. They don't have mouths. So I found that most often guidance that you're hearing will come to you internally. It will come to you telepathically. You can actually realize what they're saying to you, but nobody's mouths are moving. You just can receive their thoughts, their suggestions, and their guidance. Make sure and pay close attention. Again, write that guidance down. It's very critical to be able to do that and look back on it and see how it was helpful, see how things repeat. The 9th way to build your clairaudience is to ask questions while you're typing on your computer or writing in a journal. I prefer typing on a computer because my handwriting is horrible. It's really tragic. But you'll find if you're typing on your computer and asking a question, Q for question, A for answer, you will actually have the answers come flooding into you. If you just relax and just start typing away, you'll be amazed. In fact, your typing can speed up so very fast that you'll be shocked. And it really works to go back and pay attention to your questions and answers, because if you follow that guidance, you'll see your life opening up. You'll see fantastic opportunities coming into your life. You'll see your relationships improving. You'll see your life overall gaining joy and peace. The 10th way to open up your clairaudience is to pay attention to communications from others. Communications you're not expecting. It's really hilarious how sometimes you can be thinking about something and the answer can come from your significant other, from a coworker, from a friend. I know the other day I was thinking about, I have money sitting around because the stock market is really squirrely right now, and the money's in my IRA, so I couldn't move it out of my accounts. So I was thinking, what should I do with this cash? And I thought about different things, and recently I thought about buying treasury bonds. And what happened? The next day, my partner, Art, walked up to me and said, I'm thinking about buying treasury bonds. And I've watched this video. Have you watched her? This gal is really great on details about buying treasury bills from different brokers. You name it, she's got it all. I was like, oh wow, that is the universe talking to me and answering my question. It was just a fleeting question, but it was so exciting to have that response. So I watched the girls' videos, and wow, am I happy, because I'm getting a lot higher percentage that I could get from the bank right now. Again, be open to communication from others. This can be from, as I mentioned, coworkers, friends, your mother, your father, a distant relative. It can be as a result of a phone call. It's pretty incredible. So what I suggest that you do is to meditate every day for at least 10 minutes. Sit down and relax. I like to meditate first thing in the morning before I start working on things. It sets the right tone for my day and helps me to be more receptive, to listen more intently. I also like to meditate at the end of the day, before dinner. So what is the most effective way to meditate and build your clairaudience? First of all, you want to do the surround, ground, and shield meditation that I covered in my first clairaudient video that, again, I linked below. And then what I like to do is put on music. I like Tibetan gongs and bowls, whatever kind of music gets you relaxed, and loose a prayer about building your clairaudience, and then listen. When you ask questions, realize you might not get an answer that day or the next couple days. It could be in a few days, it could be in a week. It usually comes in a fairly reasonable amount of time, I've found. But you will get that guidance, I guarantee it. I'd love to hear in the comments below your thoughts about guidance you've received.